What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming to you guys. Well, a little market wash today. I sound a little bit louder, don't I? So, little side note, I forgot to hit a button on my microphone, so it's been sounding a lot lower lately. More like for the past couple of months. Nevertheless, we got it fixed. Hopefully it sounds nice and loud for you guys. Guys, new to the channel, make sure to the like button, subscribe button, you comment down below, and let me know what you thought about some of these cards in this video. You know, the market itself right now is a seller's market. It's probably the best time to sell between now and a little bit after Nationals, up until reprint season. But there are still some cards that, despite the fact that reprints might happen, will maintain good value. There's cards that I've actually recently bought, a bunch of them, including, well, Tempest Magician, and I think there's a lot of cards I think you guys might want to consider picking up right now because nobody's looking at them. Once again, it is a seller's market. So everyone's going ahead and selling right now. Everyone's going ahead and unloading their cards, which is ideal time for you to go ahead and grab it. Like they always say, do the opposite of what everyone's doing when it comes down to, well, the market in general. And it's true. When everyone's saying it's time to sell, and ideally it's time to sell, you want to really run in. And one of the cards we'll talk about is Tempest Magician. Now, this card has a couple of prints. We'll talk about that in a second. But the Crossroader Chaos original print secret rare is the one I want to talk about. So I recently just bought this because, I mean, if you get Lightning Play Unlimited, they're like 14. I think that's undervalued. But if you want to go ahead and grab a first edition version, that's going to be a lot different. So there are only 7 on the market. We'll go to Lightning Play near mint. And you'll see right here, there's one over here at $68. After that, they start hitting roughly around $96. Now, this is an Edison format card. But listen, some people don't really care. Whether you play Edison or you play regular Yu-Gi-Oh! If you buy this card, the next floor is now $96. Just like that. Real easy, real simple. And yes, I did buy this for my Edison deck, but you might not need to do that in case you want to sell it at a higher price. Next is Quaky, Maro, Drago. Now, this is a side deck card being used in Tenpai Dragons. Whether or not they do good right now is inconsequential, because after Nationals, they're going to be one of the best decks in the game. In fact, at Nationals, it might even win the entire event. Quaky Maro Dragon Ultimate Rare at a Raging Battle. It's pretty good, worth a good amount of money. So once again, we'll go over here. We'll set everything up because she play won't let us have presets. And you can tell already, there's almost none in the market. There's a German Ultimate Rare first edition at 70, and there's an Italian. That's it. We could go to moderately played. Maybe we get lucky. There's one mod at $44. Gross, but hey, listen, if you double sleeve, who can tell? If you go for unlimited, by the way, unlimited versions are roughly around $50. So Quaky Maro Drago is a card that I think a lot of players are going to be using, especially at Nationals. Once again, Tenpai will be one of the decks to beat at Nationals. So you're going to want to go ahead and grab this card. Now, once again, it does have an ultra rare. I'll show you that, guys, right now. There's an ultra rare of Drago that you could go ahead and pick up. It's relatively inexpensive. Original print ultra rare, and they had a reprint of it ultra rare. It has a bunch of commons. So it's not like it's super hard to get. Like, it's $1 common out of Basil Legends. By the way, Tempest Magician has a bunch of rarities as well, but I'll talk about the higher rarities because it's hard to get. If it's hard to get, it's worth more money. So, Tempest Magician has a super rare printing at a Starter's Overdrive. That one's starting to rise up in value as well because everyone's realizing there's not many around. It's about $7. All right, up next, AntiSpell Fragrance. Now, what am I talking about this? You're probably saying, V, why? Well, let's be honest. AntiSpell Fragrance has a bunch of printings, but there's only one high value printing, and that is a CR. You go ahead and get the Power Chaos version. Looks really nice, by the way. I own a bunch of the DT4 versions. It has a QCR version, but the most expensive version is still going to be the CR. Despite the fact that it used to be $40, it has dropped down to roughly around $15. It's a one-of, and still the highest valued version of a one-of. Would you get the highest valued version of a one-of, or would you get other rarities, depending on what looks nice to match your deck? Maybe you have a deck full of QCRs, you want to match it. Some people like to do that. Me, personally, I want to bling that deck out with the best of the best for the best. All right, up next is Ruddy Rose Dragon. Like I said before about Tenpai Dragon, Ruddy Rose, in my opinion, is going to start becoming more and more of a staple in Tenpai Dragon. If you can't kill them, you break their graveyard, and they can't kill you. That's a simple mentality when it comes to Ruddy Rose Dragon. Now, this card has a bunch of printings, but the original print out of Lightning Overdrive used to be $12. It did go down. It's roughly around $4 to $5. Now, once again, like I said, there's other printings, including a Prismatic Secret. That's about 77 cents. Doesn't look that bad. It's up to you which one you want to get. I personally like the original print secret rare. Up next is Inferno Flame Banshee. This QCR at an Age of Overlord used to be roughly around $60. It has fell to $35, despite the fact that this is seen play in Ritual Beast. A card being used in Ritual Beast at $35. After that, by the way, it starts hitting roughly around $39. So I think this is a good QCR to buy if you are playing Ritual Beast, if you want to finish that deck off. This card, in my opinion, it has a future. 2 low 4 monsters, and it basically says, hey, why don't you go ahead and make Colossus, or why don't you go ahead and set up your Protoss plays. This card, in my opinion, is a must-have as a QCR. It's undervalued, overlooked, and nobody really understands the fact that, despite the fact that this card's seen played only in Ritual Beast, but in the future, it will see playing in other decks. Keep an eye out for this card. Up next, we have Monster Reincarnation. Now, this Ultimate Rare at a Rise of Destiny actually doesn't seem like a lot of money. I mean, it does, I guess, but when we're talking Edison format where money's everywhere, when certain cards are like $400, this card being roughly around $43 does not seem like a lot of money. I just recently bought one of these, and I compared it to other Edison cards, this to me seems like a deal. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Then we have Book of Eclipse. This QCR is it's up there, but is it really? I mean, think about it. One of the best cards in your side deck is probably going to be Book of Eclipse, along other cards like Evenly Matched, Dark World No More. Book of Eclipse is one of those cards that can help you break boards. This card right now is roughly around $10 for a QCR. That's insanely undervalued. Another phenomenal card I think a lot of players might want to consider picking up, being the fact that it's a needed card for a lot of decks right now. Some decks are even maining it. Then we have Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Now, this card's really interesting because it's for regular heroes, it's for Edison heroes, it's for literally anything else that plays heroes. Elemental Hero Absolute Zero has a bunch of printings, but this is the original print Yu-Gi-Oh! GX manga promo card. This version is roughly around $13, and I'll be honest with you, that is criminally undervalued. You can go ahead and grab other versions. I think they have another Ultra Rare, but it doesn't look the same. It has a Secret Rare, and I'll be honest with you, Secret Rare or the hard to get GX manga promo one, I'll go with that one. It has a couple of commons. I mean, it has another Ultra Rare, like I said, out of Battles of Legends, but the original print GX manga one, in my opinion, is the best one. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. I'm missing a lot of Edison cards, and I don't want to slow it down because I'm building Edison Lightsworn. I'm doing it slowly, but I recently did buy Solar Recharge Ultimate Rare just because I was so shocked about how much undervalued it was. So it says it's roughly around $106 for each copy of Solar Recharge, and if you look at it right now, it's roughly around $71. Now, that might not be a big difference, but if you buy playset of each, yeah, it's a massive difference, actually. So I think that this is a really undervalued card. Once again, I think Edison is going to pick up more steam. Obviously, more players are playing it because the metagame of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is tier 1 deck, tier 1 deck, tier 1 deck. Hey, can you guess what the 4th deck we're going to have in this game is going to be called? It's going to be called tier 1 deck followed by QCR reprints. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are kind of getting ahead of the trend and go, you know what? I'd rather play an old stable format like Edison where I'll get banged one time and I could chill. If Konami makes a higher printing, maybe I'll pick it up, maybe not. But I got my deck done already. I don't need to continue chasing the high that is the current metagame. Thanks, Konami. Looking at Solar Recharge Ultimate Rare, I do think this is undervalued. I think if you are working on Lightsworn or any Lightsworn variation, this card is a needed card. Now, yes, you can get other versions and you can get a ton of reprints. This is only high value cards. There's a ton of reprints, but Solar Recharge is dirt cheap right now, and I really definitely recommend if you have the extra money, if you are looking to build something like that's more stable for Edison format like Lightsworn or Lightsworn variations, it's a good card, good pickup. All right. Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. So people are running Skill Drain in their main deck in current Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll be honest with you, this is just extra icing on the cake. For a lot of players, Skill Drain is game. I mean, it's over, right or wrong. Like, for a lot of players. Well, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism is different because this card actually is important for cards that are face up on the field, but more importantly, level 6 or higher monsters. So let's say you're running Snake Eye, and you have Grave of the Super Ancient Organism out. Well, you can do all your Snake Eye Ash plays, you can do a bunch of Snake Eye plays, and you can do all your Link plays, but if you're playing against Branded, that deck is pretty much screwed. Like, really, they have to do a lot of goofy shit in order to kind of combat what you got here with one card. Now, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism does have a super rare reprint. We'll check that out in a second. But if you want to grab this version right now, for the Ultimate Rare, which is really hard to get because it came out of Raging Battle, the Ultimate Rare right now is about $35. It is insanely undervalued for an Ultimate Rare, for an Ultra Rare. for an ultimate version of Graven Stupid Ancient Organism. Now, once again, it did have original ultra rare, the OTS pack common. I thought it had super rare. Maybe I'm wrong. I swear I thought it had super rare, but oh, it's right over here. No mind, it's right over here. I'm just blind. The super rare version of the card's roughly around $1.62, relatively dirt cheap. But the ultimate rare version, I think, is crazy how undervalued it is. And once again, like I said, test it out. It's a phenomenal card to beat a lot of big decks out there in the game right now. Then we have Emergency Teleport. Luckily, you know, this is one of the cards that you just waited until the QCR came out, and then the ultimate rare price kind of went down a bit, and then you ran in and grabbed it. I ran in and grabbed mines when the QCR did come out. So this card right now, price-wise, is roughly around $65 a copy. That's for lightly played. And be careful, some stores do lightly played as they put it in someone's ass and then they threw it at you. And then some stores do, okay, it was played lightly, you know, like the title says. I don't know. So I posted a picture on my Instagram, and you can follow me on Instagram, by the way, and check that out, of some lightly played e-tellies I got. What the hell, dude? TT Play needs to go ahead and help these people out because some of them don't get the picture. Anyway, e-telly, though, Ultimate Rare from the Duelist Genesis is $65, and that's only because of the QCR reprint. You can see over here, first editions are $98. It's saying on the price trend, and then it just drops off because they're like, we don't know what happened. Well, we do. It's because of the QCR. Just like AntiSpell Fragrance, the only one is still a phenomenal card, and it's actually starting to rise up in value for the CR. This card's roughly around $40 a copy. And the reason why is because, obviously, it's a one-off, but the other reason is because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are slowly starting to realize that it's a good card. They're throwing that one-off in their side deck. What the fuck am I looking at? What's happening here? All right, it's around here somewhere. You gotta check it out. It does have other printings though, but they're gonna be one. CR is definitely a card I definitely recommend picking up. Once again, it's a one-off. It's rising in value. It doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. In the past month, it went from 23 to where it is right now, about $40 a copy. So, just a quick overview of Bowser's Latest Tournament of Revenge. A lot of people basically agreed with what's going on as far as the price in the market and how Konami's trying to. What's a nice way to say it? Fuck you guys, like take as much money as possible quickly before initiating a ban list. So that's why I told everyone to be really hesitant when it comes down to buying certain cards, because it could get hit. It is what it is. Konami has a history of releasing cards that you really want and then immediately hitting it on the ban list. Like a really bad history of doing that. So just be careful what you buy at a Bowser's Legends Tournament of Revenge. I think there's still some safe cards, and I talked about some of them. Including Spiritual Beast Tamer Lore and other cards. If you want to go ahead and check that market watch, go ahead and check it out on this channel. Once again, guys, I just want to go do a quick market watch. Hopefully the sound sounds infinitely better. Let me know if it does or doesn't. I'm hoping it does, guys. I'm going to work on the background audio as well, so you won't hear like the weird peaks and background noise I have over here. I'm just doing a quick test of all my audio because didn't know it was that bad, but it's that bad. But now it's fixed. Anyway, Paisanos, your boy V, and you guys also have a great day.